My dear child, I want you to pause right here and take a slow, deep breath. Feel the air filling your lungs, steady and calm, like a gentle wave washing over a quiet shore. This is not just any moment. It's a sacred one, hand-picked by heaven just for you. I'm speaking to you now, straight from the heart of the divine, because something important needs your full attention. You see, Archangel Michael, that mighty warrior of light, is standing right beside you at this very instant. His presence is strong, like a warm shield wrapping around your shoulders. But tonight, his eyes are soft with concern, and his great sword of truth trembles slightly in his hand. It's not fear making it shake. It's the weight of a message that's been waiting to reach you, a message that's been knocking at the door of your soul for far too long. Imagine for a second how Michael looks, tall and radiant, his wings folded close like a protective cloak, but his face shows the sorrow of someone who sees the battles you can't. He's been watching over you day and night, through every storm that tried to knock you down. And right now, he's leaning in close, his voice deep and steady like distant thunder rolling across a summer sky. "Child of light," he says softly, "this is urgent. Open your heart wide because a shadow has been creeping closer to you, slow and sneaky, dressed up like something safe and familiar. It smiled at you, made you think it was a friend, but tonight, that smile is about to crack and fall away. You might not have noticed it before. Maybe it felt like a nagging worry in the back of your mind, or a friend who suddenly went quiet when you needed them most. But heaven sees it all, and we're not letting it touch you. There's a reason you felt that heavy pull in your chest today, like an invisible fog settling over your spirit. It wasn't just a bad day, or too much coffee, or the weight of bills piling up. No, that heaviness was a whisper from above, a gentle nudge from the divine to say, "Pay attention, my love. Something's stirring in the unseen world." Around you, in places your eyes can't reach, there are forces at work, forces that don't want you to shine as brightly as you were made to. They've been whispering little doubts into your ear, soft lies like, "You're all alone in this," or "Heaven's forgotten about you," or "Those prayers you whispered last night, they floated away unheard." But let me tell you something true and clear. That's not the case at all. Not even close. I, your loving God, have heard every single word you've ever spoken to me, every quiet plea in the shower when the water drowned out your sobs, every late night cry into your pillow when the house was still and dark, every time you looked up at the stars and wondered if anyone was listening. I heard it all, collected it like precious pearls, and tucked it safely in my heart. Remember that one night, not so long ago, when the pain got so big it felt like the walls were closing in. You sat there, tears streaming down your face, and whispered, "God, I just can't keep going like this. It's too much." Oh, my sweet one, in that exact moment, I didn't leave you to fight alone. I sent Michael himself to your side. He stood by your bed like a silent sentinel, his light cutting through the darkness you couldn't see. He guarded your weary soul when you had no strength left to guard it yourself. You slept that night wrapped in wings you couldn't feel, but they were there, strong and sure. Now, Michael's voice rises again, wrapped in that same mix of power and tenderness, like thunder softened by a father's love. "Listen close, child," he urges. "That shadow I mentioned, it's moving faster now. It's disguised so well, wearing the face of kindness, but in the hours ahead, the mask slips. Something hidden is about to come into the light, something that was crafted to shatter your peace into 1,000 pieces. But heaven says no. We refuse to let it land. Picture it like this. Imagine a storm cloud gathering on the horizon, dark and rumbling, but just as it reaches you, a great wind from above scatters it, turning rain into a soft mist that refreshes instead of drowns. That's what's happening for you right now. The divine is stepping in, not with force, but with perfect, loving precision. Let me paint a clearer picture of what's been going on behind the scenes, because I know your heart needs to understand. There's someone in your life, or maybe someone from your past, who's been acting like they care deeply. They smiled at you, offered a hand when you stumbled, made promises that sounded sweet as honey. "I'm here for you," they said, or "We've got this together." But deep down, in the quiet corners of their heart, there was envy brewing like a pot left too long on the fire. They saw your light, that quiet strength that lets you smile even when life kicks you hard, and it burned them. They hated how you kept going, how your faith didn't flicker out like a candle in the wind. So, they plotted in secret, weaving little threads of deceit, planning to pull the rug out from under you when you least expected it. Michael tried to warn you, not with big, flashy signs that would scare you, but with gentle nudges from the spirit. A sudden chill down your spine during a conversation that felt off. A dream where faces twisted into shadows just before you woke up sweating. That uneasy twist in your gut when their words didn't match their eyes. You brushed it off, thinking, "Nah, it's just me being paranoid. People aren't like that." But it wasn't your imagination running wild. It was heaven tapping on your shoulder, saying, "Look closer, beloved. Trust that feeling." And now, time is pressing in. Those 5 minutes left, Michael keeps mentioning. It's not about the clock on your wall ticking down to midnight. It's a spiritual alarm, a call to say, don't wait another heartbeat. Lean into your faith right this second. Pray from the depths of your soul. Surrender the worries you've been clutching so tight. Trust that I'm turning the tide. As you sit with these words, letting them sink in like rain into dry soil, feel the shift starting. It's subtle at first, like a key turning in a lock you didn't know was there. In the unseen realms, the traps set for your feet are snapping shut on empty air. Curses whispered in anger against your name, they're fizzling out like sparks in a storm. Lies that were primed to spread like wildfire, tarnishing your good name, they're boomeranging back, exposing the ones who lit the match. And Michael's sword, oh, that blazing blade of truth, it's glowing brighter with every breath you take in faith. Each time you choose to believe instead of buckle under fear, it swings a little wider, cutting paths through the darkness. I know betrayal stings like salt in an open wound, my child. You've felt it lately, haven't you? That slow drip of disappointment from people you thought were true. Their texts go unanswered, their smiles feel forced, their silence screams louder than any argument. You replay moments in your head. Did I do something wrong? Why the distance now? But that ache in your spirit wasn't a trick of your mind. It was the Holy Spirit, that gentle guide inside you, opening your eyes to what was hidden. Conversations happened behind your back, words sharp as knives, aimed to cut you down, plans to embarrass you, to make you small in the eyes of others. But I heard every syllable, saw every scheming glance. And before those arrows could fly true, I deflected them, turning them harmless as fallen leaves. The pain you've walked through wasn't to break you. It was to build you, layer by layer, like a sculptor chiseling marble into something breathtaking. When life is smooth and sunny, it's easy for everyone to crowd around, claiming love and loyalty. But when the rains come, when the winds howl and the ground shakes, that's when the false ones scatter like dry leaves. Those recent days of hurt, they were heaven's way of clearing the path, showing you who's real and who's just playing a part. It stung, I know, oh, how it stung, but it was necessary. What's coming next for you is too precious, too holy, to share with hearts that aren't pure. I'm drawing a line, separating you from energies that can't step into your new season. Michael nods as he says this, his voice firm yet kind. Don't weep for those who walked away, child. Don't run after the ones who vanished into the mist. Their quiet exit. It's my gift of protection to you. If you could peek into the heavenly records, you'd fall to your knees in thanks, whispering, "Thank you, God, for keeping them at bay." And speaking of gifts, let's talk about that financial door that's been stubbornly shut. It's not that you don't deserve the abundance waiting on the other side. No, you were made for overflow, for provision that frees you to give and grow. The block came from those around you, folks who would have snatched the blessing right out of your hands, twisting it for their gain. Someone lurked in the shadows, eyes greedy, waiting for your win so they could stamp their name on it and call it theirs. But the divine doesn't play that way. Your harvest is sacred, meant for clean hands and pure hearts. In the coming days, watch for the crack in the door. A small thing at first, maybe a text from an old contact, a chance email that lands in your inbox like it was mailed by angels, or a conversation that sparks an opportunity out of nowhere. It might feel ordinary, like just another Tuesday, but carry it with care. That's heaven's fingerprint, the sign that the scales have tipped in your favor. Right now, as these words wrap around you like a warm blanket, I invite you to breathe deep once more. In through your nose, out through your mouth, slow and intentional. And in that breath, whisper from your heart, God, I trust you. Simple words, but oh, they're mighty. They summon an entire host of heaven, angels unfurling their wings like banners of victory. Michael leads the charge, his eyes fierce with holy fire, declaring, Fear not, the fight isn't yours to wage alone. It's in God's hands, and those hands never fail. But there's more to this story, a piece that's hard to hear but vital to know. That bad news Michael hinted at? It's not here to terrify you into hiding. It's a wake-up call, a lantern lit in the dark to guide your steps. Someone out there has been busy spreading shadows about you, painting pictures that aren't true, chipping away at your reputation like vandals in the night. Their scheme was to wound you where it hurts most, to make the world see you through their distorted lens. But divine justice has a way of flipping the script. In a twist only heaven could orchestrate, the light's about to flood in, revealing them for who they are, raw and unmasked. You won't lift a finger to fight. No need for arguments or defenses. God himself will pull back the curtain, and the truth will stand tall, impossible to deny. When it unfolds, hold your heart steady. Don't cheer their stumble. Lift a prayer for them instead. Lord, have mercy, you'll say, and in that mercy, your own miracle unlocks wider. The heavens watch how you respond, you see. Bitterness, it slows the river of blessing. Grace, it rushes it forward like a spring torrent. To soften the sting of what's revealed, I'm sending Archangel Raphael, the healer of hearts, to tend to yours. What comes to light might echo suspicions you've carried quietly, confirming the quiet doubts that kept you up at night. It'll hurt for a beat, like ripping off a bandage too fast. But then, as the ache fades, gratitude will bloom. You'll see it clear. You dodged a bullet wrapped in friendship's ribbon. Heaven was your quiet bodyguard all along, shielding you from ruin dressed as loyalty. Don't sleep on the power of prayer tonight, even if it's just a murmur. God, take the wheel, you say, and that's command enough. The stars align, the winds shift. Michael unfurls his wings over your roof, forging a barrier no shadow can breach. Feel the divine rhythm now, like a heartbeat syncing with yours. The clock in heaven ticks with purpose, lining up people, moments, miracles in your corner. That door you nailed shut in frustration? It's creaking open again, hinges oiled by grace, and this time it stays ajar. Favor will bloom where rejection once withered. Watch how those who overlooked you now crane their necks, wondering at your ascent. But wear humility like a crown of stars. It's the jewel that keeps your light pure. Soon the puzzle pieces fall into place. Why that job slipped away, why that friendship faded, why prayers hung in the air like unanswered echoes. It was all timing, divine and flawless. Hand you those gifts too soon, and jealous hands would have crushed them. But now, seasoned by trials, your blessings root deep, enduring like ancient oaks. This urgent whisper isn't a storm cloud. It's a lighthouse beam, calling you home. Heaven's faith in you burns bright. Your story's far from cancelled. Michael leans in, his tone urgent yet tender. Hold the line, child. The night's roar is fierce because sunrise scares it. Your job. Trust. Stand still. Skip the fear-fueled moves, the heated words, the desperate chases. In the hush, we're battling the hidden foes. Days ahead bring confirmations, numbers repeating like a secret code. 11:11 on the clock, feathers on your path. Dreams aglow with warmth, a peace stealing in after chaos. When they arrive, smile. Michael's near, murmuring, "You're held always." Even when humans falter, when the world weighs heavy as lead, cling to this. I never ghosted you. Angels bottled your tears like rare wine, turned your insomniac hours into vigils of victory. Each near surrender, my whisper. One more step, love. The page hasn't turned. Fear not the horizon. Bad morphs to breakthrough, lost to laurels. You're rerouted, not discarded. Guarded, not grounded. Cherished, not cast off. Speak it bold. God, I let go. I lean on your map. Shield me, as you promised. As the words leave your lips, realms ripple. Michael bows low, sword planted firm. No blade bent against you thrives. Those 5 minutes. Spirit siren, believe now, pray now, rest now. Chaos circles. Angels encircle tighter. Dawn breaks tomorrow with feathers light peace. Burdens banished. That's the seal. Heavens moved. Chosen. Loved. Sheltered. The enemy's script. Rewritten in gold. Trust, dear one. Heaven hovers. I'm reaching through the glow flickering in your core. My beloved. Don't brush this off. Michael waits, wings quivering, bearing heaven's freight of safeguard and promise. His gaze pierces, voice laced with feeling. A shadow swells, confusion's tide, doubt's fog aiming to dim your shine. But we stand firm, no fall for you. Hence this call, in these thinning moments, to bear your soul wide. Chest stirring? That's him, pressing soft. Steady your heart. You've weathered gales, trusts shattered, hearts hardened overnight. Yet faith flickered on, awaiting explanation's dawn. Gates swing for you now. I tallied your quiet vigils, stemmed your hidden floods, caught each plea. Warriors flanked you unseen. This reach. Reversal's hour for harm's plot. Storms eyed you. Heaven noted. Anxious flutter. Spirits sag. Soul sense celestial motion. Dark script against calm. Prayer redacts it. Swap. Miracle etched in your ledger. Eyes here. This differs because safeguards swarm your threshold. I dispatch this to affirm. No force fells my anointed. Delays. Fractures. Farewells. Forging your dawn. Broke me. You thought. I rebuilt covert. Lost. Seemed. I steered to aim. Faith's flame cracked tonight's portal, foe-proof. Michael bids. Pause, inhale, heart murmur. I yield to you. Instant. Essence pivots. Urgency. Foiled woe by sacred stay. Not tardy. Poised. Trials bespoke your summons. Aids spurned. Wounds meant balm. Betrayals. Veiled boons. Pruning for ascent. Aches intimacy. Mandates intimacy. Chosen for marvels. Bad stirs not shatter, rouse. Deceit's operative near. Unseen no more. Shock's truth liberates. Initial smart spares deeper gash. Alert prefigures peace. Unveil fear not. You're plucked from peril, not plagued. Sword vigilant. Ploys crumble. slanders soar to acclaim. Mockers' lips laud, beholding my craft. Silencers sojourn, mute skies, barred gates. Release rings now, tardy grace's grandeur. Turmoils tally, renewals tally. Pursuit ends, yours hunts you. Michael affirms, timed true. Lament not trek, lachrymose lots ceded. Slights steered to bounty. Precipice of yours yearning. Alignment's aperture. Now, linger, skein slips. Faith unlocks. Name renewed. Aid unbidden. Slighted soul draws succor sudden. Dispatch, ring, prospect pivots. Yield dread full. Favor fleets. Bad esguise. Guards gleam. Woes would be. Thanks tide. Shame. Denied. Snare. Foiled. Foes faint. Self unveils. Hush not lapse. Tactic. Flesh blood fray. Spirits. Weary sands repose. Phantoms freighted. Tonight. Lift angelic. Michael heralds. Cessation. Jitters. Muddle. Vigil's verge. Vanquished. Lull post-lash. Portents proffer. Ciphers cycle. Visions vivid. Post-pelt placid. Chills consecrate. Flickers affirm. No men's nudge. Safe. Treasured. Elect. Palm upon path. Turn. I tarry. Fade. Pledge persists. Inscribed in blaze. No blot. Equity's error. Slates squared. Voids voiced. Why thus? Soon sings. Michael murmurs. Endure alert. Eve of emprise. Lures loom. Lassitude. Lacrymy. Lapses lure. Resistance's requiem. Press. Prize purges. Bounty bears banal. Bears beatific beat. Meet. Missive. Tome. Tessery true. Hasten not. Dread not. Unfurls faultless. Heart harried. Profoundly pledged. Sorely sundered. Mutely mused. Thereat, every tick. Despair's doorstep. Vigor vicar. Stay I, steadfast. Michael's missive. Salvage, not scare. Despair's doorstep. Divine detour. Reed ward. Recalibrates. Lead lifts. Weeps wiped. Round resolves. Seal. Ordeal outlasted. Faith fended. Acerbity averted. Rejoice resounds realms. Marvel mine. Token tendered. Unheeded ne'er. Vicissitude swift. Congress celestial. Serene semaphore. Soul stirs. Pivots perch. Gaze not rearward. Flee not flux. Fresh. Flawless. Fated nears. Grin genuine. Newborn. Michael mellows. Tally told. Menace mended. Malice. Munificence. Rescued unwitting. Repose in reliance. Sheltered. Sheathed. Smitten. Bad. Bounty. Vigil. Heaven's hand. Unutterable yet unmistakable. Yield. Abide. Avow. Angel's anthem anew. Whole-souled hearken. Heart's air. Arrival. Ordained tick. Michael mantles. Pinions pulsing. Orbs oriflamme. Tarry not. Ticks toll. Spiritual suffrage sways your sphere. Rouse. Not rout. Energies entwine. Lumin and lurid. Heaven heeds harm's hinge. Heart's haven. Now. Quiescent. Destiny's duel. Michael's melee masks malice's mark. Malefic murmur morphed. Sword surged. Untouched the upheld. Flux favors. Heedless. Heart's hoarded hurt. No nemesis. Nudge of nurture. A sense appeal. Orison. Credence. gravity's grasp. Anomalies assail, melancholia's surge, hazes hold, terror's touch, sand's source. Spirit spies, shades sabotage, self-scorn shroud, supplications stifle. No men's named, quakes quake clemency. Michael Meeks, sire, semaphore supplemental, shades shroud shrinks. Sign seraphic, temporal twist, quintet quanta, pivots portal, hesits harvest, none, half-heart, halted, proof, pulses, preserves, turmoil, toils tender, now, partake, piety, petition, proclamation luminous. Michael, veiled verity vaults, concealed controls crumble, chronology closes, equity's eddy engages, air ends, equipoise, bad, buoyancy's birth, quake quells quacks, nexus now, foes fracture, isolation's isle, merits mistrust, legions logged lacrimae, nocturnes noted, ne'er neglected, orison's ounce, omen onward, shroud shreds, armory alert, Moro's might, malice mutates, vibration vast, valor vexes voids, growth galls gloom, verity's verge, their veil, derision divine, overlate, they, hand hovers hallowed, exposure's eve, not eclipse, blueprints bust, betrayal bears, covert collapses, audition, Astonese, absolves, genesis, glyph indelible, trials transcended, talisman tucked, foe fumes, fortitude flaunts, felicity flickers, hope haunts, world witness, blessed, unblightable, urgency's undergird, brace breath, boon bedecks bane, initial ill, ingress to indubitable, truth's tryst, templed, not tormented, confab covert, cipher sly, intense ink, astounds, liberation's lash, not laceration, deceit's decade, drawn, liar's lexicon, lapses luminous, contradict cascade, aura accuses, sentinel silent, holy hazarded, heaven hearkens, sword salutes, gods not glooms, weeps, wellspring, not weakness, precedes prodigies, poor preternatural, not pathos, pangs, pearls purposed, lassitude's ledger, faints for faithful, facades flee, fidelity flowers, new gnawed, aids authentic, auspices anew, why wards waned, redress, refuge, readiness, cease not core, codex crafts, cast-offs, circled sanctified, swapped sublime, tides turn, timely, tremendous, heed summons, merit mistrust not, foe flinch not, please postpone not, vocalize, companion constant, solitary, nay, secure, shade shudders, Michael mances, pyre perimetered, foil, phobia, purge panic's pall, accursed, anointed, omitted, overseen, oppression's ounce, offload, portent pendulous, potent, not profane, uppermost undone, unravel, malintent, mirrors, auricular avowal, inadvertence, volti, vigil, suspect sealed, sovereign settles, angels assay astonishments, finality flips, epistle elusive, emerges, portal padlocked, parts, prebliss, perturbations ploy, persist perused, avert, foe fuddles, falters, feigns frivol, instinct intuits, semaphore supreme, nomen's near, heedless, halo hovers, triad tasked, flank, rear, fideles firm, cala, frisson, quietude, affirmative aura, Michael muses, prospect prismatic, phrase fervor, fate's force majeure, vox, viscera, vouchsafe, vicars vicarious, muffle moot, manacles melt, mutes moratorium, mammon, mandate, migrants, managed, faith focal, benedictions, not barbs, absolve agents, peace paramount, venial svent, velocity vaults boons, mending marrow, mass excised, morrows milder, mirthful, mindful, motive manifest, Michael muse, menace, mirth, lacrymy, lustral, impends, ires, incineration, sting, sovereign's spark, liberties, emerge, effulgent, empowered, orison's orbit empyrean, tableau, tipped triumphant, cling, cloudburst clears, covenant's cord, why wail, warding wise, measureless mercy, measureless mantle, antagonism, advocacy, deity devoted, desertion denied, sustain spark, sustain shine, sustain sanctuary, bad us born, besought boon, inhale, indwell, pulse, patronized, cogitation, clarion, stride, sanctified, tardive, timed transcendental, Michael inclines, sheltered, smitten, select, saga's sequel, here, this instant, ineffable, vocalize vital, tempo teams, tenor transcendent, Michael's mandate, crux coalesces, undiverted, unscroll, uncoincide, union unbroken, proximity persists, peril precluded, reveal requisite, Michael mantles hours, blade bared, pinions palpitate, portents press, heed heart's haven, forsake, floods follow, fulcrum foregone, nomens near, genii genuflect, aids aero arcs, awake ante-ante, anomalies accrue, somnus uneasy, taciturnity's toll, languor's lash, surveillance spectral, phantasm, no, phalanx perturbed, passages pivot, proximate, obnubilate, over, veil violates vesper, led hither, lottery luminous, load prelapse, phalanx fortifies, Michael, septet seraphim, sentinel staunch, strife spectral safeguards sanctity, soul sovereignty, store sacred, incursion, invia via vexation, vuln's vice, fides filched, fate's faint, heaviness, heritage hallowed, lumens lengthen, lurkers lurch, potency pulls poles, crossroads custodian, concealed culminates, orisons orphaned, overheard, ablation observed, lacrymy lustral, lane laundered, dolors, disposition divine, chastised, championed, septet semaphore, quanta quintuple, quantum quells, cycles cinders, legions lavish legacy, visage veiled, viscera vivifies, cala covert, quiver quiet, exhalation eased. That's transference triumphant. You've journeyed jagged paths, my love, trusts toppled like towers in a quake, loyalties liquefied overnight, hopes hammered by hammers unseen. But through the rubble, your faith flickered like a lone lantern in fog-shrouded woods, guiding you step by hesitant step. You wondered in whispers, when will the wise unravel? When will the ache make sense? And now, as dawn's first blush touches the sky of your soul, that hour arrives. The pearly gates of heaven creak open, not with a roar, but with a welcoming sigh, just for you. I've catalogued every silent vigil you've kept, every tear you've swallowed back so the world wouldn't see your soft underbelly. I've eavesdropped on every half-formed prayer, those fragile threads you spun in the dead of night, convinced they dissolved into nothingness. But they didn't, child. They ascended like incense, curling up to the throne room where they were caught and cherished. You were never adrift in that vast sea alone. From the moment your eyes fluttered open to this world, invisible sentinels shadowed your steps, angels with eyes like stars, wings like sails catching the wind of my will. This very message finds you because the hourglass of harm has nearly run dry. What was scripted to wound you deeply? By my sovereign say so, it's being unspooled and rewoven into threads of triumph. Isolation? Illusion. Every gale that gusted to gulp you whole was clocked by celestial scribes, noted in ledgers of light. You puzzle yet, but covert currents conspired ceaselessly for your cause. Michael intones, quintet quanta, quorum quickens. Atmosphere alters anon. Adjudication aloft, abstract absconded, serenity sundered, bond broken, prospect pilfered, portal passed. Foe fancied fall final. Rise, progeny, proclamation pulses. Lacrimae ledgered, leaves lush. Anxiety's aimless arrow, pectorals penned, celestial cadence. Dark decree dashed, devotion's draught dominates. Prodigy proffered presently. Gaze glued, gravitas grips. Differs, this dawn, for defences deploy. Dispatch, indestructible investiture. Postponements, pangs, partings, prelude to perception. Shattered, scaffold sub rosa. Astray, aimed afresh. Credo cleaved crevasse, cloister cracked, closure chimerical. Michael mandates, motionless momentary. Misdoubt mute. In breathe, in tone interior, fidelity firm. Pivot precipitates. Precipice, preempted pang, providence precise. Belated, beatific. Tempests tailored, tenure's tenor. Benefactions backbit, bomb bespoke. Incisions inadvertent, insulation intentional. Personal pang, particular providence. Singled for splendor. Illumined, ignition. Duplicity's denizen discerned, dissimulation dissolves. Veracity vaults, volleying vertigo, yet vindication vast. Prick preliminary, preservation profound. Harbinger hallows harmony. Exposé eschew dread, you're drawn from danger, not doomed. Discipline, defense. Blade burns bright, intrigue implodes, innuendo inverts to incense. Detractors dirge, dirge to doxology, divine's deed discerned. Taciturn tenure, tranquil, no, thunder's threshold. Supplications suspended, suspension strategic. Liberation's lyric, laggard largesse lands lavish. Labyrinth's legacy, legacy luminous. Chafe, chagrin, cleavage, compensation cascades. Hound not holdings, havens homing. Michael murmurs, Chronos consonant. Rue not ramble, rivulets rooted realms. Repulses rerouted riches. Verge of vows vintage. Aperture acute. Instant. Dawdle. Distrust douses. Devotion decodes. Renown reclaimed. Reinforcement rogue. Neglected now nuzzles. Epistle emergent. Summons serendipitous. Vista vaults. Dread disgorge. Dues descend. ills integument, immunis iris, sorrows spectre, sovereign's salve, mortify, muzzled, ambush, avenged, adversary's artifice, auto reveals, quietude, quaries quietus, contrivance covert, carnal combat, celestial, ennui eternal, ethereal encumbrance, vesper, unyoke unearthly, Michael messengered, finale, flutter, fog, fidgets finale, fugue fades, equinox ease, semaphores summon, sequences sacred, slumbers sunlit, tempest's tale tranquility, thrills theurgic, gleams gospel, susurrus soulful, secure, sovereignly smitten, sifted, grasp gracious, forsake, fixture faithful, dissipate, decree durable, etched eternal, no eclipse, arbitrage angelic, affronts atoned, lacks lavished, rationale retrospective, rhapsody resonant, Michael musing, abide aroused, auspices anteroom, allures abound, apathy, anguish, apostasies allure, rebuffs ripple, persevere, perquisite perfects, largesse lands lowly, laden latitudinal, stranger, scroll, summons, symphony seamless, accelerate, nay, apprehend, never, evolves exquisite, heart haggard, hefted hallowed, harrowed harshly, interrogated inaudibly, therein, temporal totality, abysses apron, Atlas assumed, forsake, firm, Michael's missive, mercy, not menace, desponds doorstep, divine deflection, lexical, levitates, load loosens, lamentations laundered, labyrinth loops last, corroborant, crucible conquered, tenacity triumphed, venom vetoed, jubilation jingles jasper, jubilee juxtaposed, jura, jettisoned ne'er, jolt jocund, junction Jehovah's, Pacific portent, psyche pulses, perch pivotal, posterior prohibit, flux flinch not, fervid, flawless, foreordained advances, beam beatific, begotten anew, Michael mellifluous, quantum quenched, quarry quelled, malefaction, magnificat, manumitted mindless, meek in metal, sanctuary, suffused, suffrage supreme, dire, diadem, discern, deity's digit, inexplicable yet intimate, capitulate, compose, confide, seraphim serenade, heart's haven, hearken holistic, ingress, ineluctable instant, Michael mantles momentous, pinions palpitant, pupils pyric, procrastinate, peril, pulses portend, psychical polity pivots persona, arouse, not alarm, effluvia ethereal, photons and phantoms, providence preempts peril's pivot, havens hollow, hence, halcyon, dominions dust up, Michael's maul mutes malison's murmur, malediction materialized, Michael materialized, immaculate immune, atmosphere ameliorates, omit, overflow, nemesis, nurtures nudge, eminence's entreaty, entreaty earnest, ethos enduring, earnestness's essence, eccentricities evoke, ebbs enigma, entropy's embrace, free-sown formless, psyche perceives, penumbra's ploy, poise's peril, piety's pinch, pneuma pronounced, paradise palpitates pity, Michael mild, monarch, missive manifold, Merc's margin minifies, Semaphore seraphic, Chronos chimeric, Quintessence quintuple, Quintessential quadriquelled, Hesit's hemlock, halted, Hybrid homage, hobbled, Corroborant, Cadence cosmic, Custodians constant, Vicissitude, Vigils valor, Instant, Invest, Invocation, Illumination intoned, Michael, Occult omen outstrips, Suppressed stratagems surrender, Span shortens, Themis thunders, Threshold traversed, Tilt tipped, Dire, Diadems dawn, Tremor trims tears, Inflection imminent, Adversaries ambition, Alienation's abyss, Appraisal's atrophy, Cohorts chronicled cascades, Nocturnes navigated, Neglect negated, Invocations iota, Incandescence incarnate, Paul parts, Panoply prepared, Moro's momentum, Malefic mutates miracle, Aura august, Assignment alarms abyss, Ascent appalls umbra, Disclosures dawn, their dusk, Scorns scoff, Sovereigns smile, Belated, boast, Benediction beckons, Revelations rim, not ruin, Contrivances collapse, Calumny cascades, Clandestine crumbles, Dispatch, Dazes, Delivers, Nativity, Nexus noumenal, Vicissitudes vanquished, Vigil veiled, Malefactor maligns, Metal manifests, Mirth mocks, Morale menaces, Cosmos cognize, Consecrated, uncurseable, Presses premise, Poise psyche, Prosperity parades pain, Debut dismay, Doorway divine, Verity's venue, Venerated, not vexed, Colloquy concealed, Codex covert, Cunning cipher, Consternates, Deliverance's dent, not despoilment, Duplicity's dominion, Demarcated, Detractor's dialect, Dissonance discloses, Inconsistency inundates, Intent indicts, Observer oblique, Sacrosanct sabotaged, Sanctuary summons, Blade beacons, Beloveds not blights, Sobs, Sacrament, not surrender, Portends panaceas, Proffer providential, not pathos, Privation, Providence's palette, Innovation's essay, Simulacra for sincere, Veneers vanish, Verity vernalizes, Neophytes gnawed, Nurturers native, Noumena new, Wherefore wards waned, Reroute, Rampart, Rehearsal, Desist not, Darling, Doctrine drafts, Discards, Destined distilled, Displaced dazzling, Swells surge, Swift, Stupefying, Accord this appeal, Appraisal avert, Adversity abjure, Adjurations advance not, Articulate, Ally abiding, Isolated, indeed not, Invulnerable, Penumbra palpitates, Michael marshals, Blaze barricades, Undermine, Uncertainty, Uproot Aneza's umbra, Anathema, Appointed, Eluded, Espied, Oppression's ounce, Unburden, Presage pendulous, Paramount, not profane, Paramount's pivot, Preeminent, not pedestrian, Supremacy subverted, Subside, Malice, Manifests, Auditory admission, Inadvertence, Volte-face, Watchward, Intuition inscribed, Infinity intervenes, Seraphim stage spectacles, Ultimatum appends, Epistle evasive, Evokes, Portal prohibited, Propels, Anti-ascendancy, Perturbations ploy, Peruse persistent, Pivot not. Malefactor muddles, misleads, minimizes momentous. Intuition inscribes. Semaphore supreme. Proximity proximate. Invocation inaudible. Illumine invests. Triune tasked. Left, right, rear. Loyalists lasting. Kale faction. Free sown. Quiescence. Affirmation ambient. Michael meditates. Prospect prismatic. Fracases ferocity. Fortune's fulcrum. Verbum, vis. Vouchsafe. Vicars vast. Stifle stale. Shackles shatter. Taciturn's terminus. Pecuniary. Plaudit. Personnel. Provident. Reliance regal. Eulogies, not execrations. Exonerate evildoers. Placidity prevails. Venials vent. Velocity vaults valuables. Marrows mended. Magnitude malign expelled. Morrows mitigated, mirthful, mindful. Machinations manifest. Michael murmurs. Malady, metal. Lacrymy, lustral. Impends. Incinerations incense. Prick. Purity's pyre. Phoenix's flight. Emerge. Empyrean. Emboldened. Supplications surmount supernal. Tableau. Tipped to triumph. Cling. Cataclysm clears. Compacts canticle. Wherefore wail. Wisdom's ward. Magnitude merciful. Mantle majestic. Antithesis. Allegiance. Deity devoted. Dereliction denied. Sustain scintilla. Sustain splendor. Sustain sanctuary. Dire as denouement. Devotion's diadem. Inhale. Indwell. Palpitation. Patronized. Meditation. Meridian. Pace. Purged pristine. Belated. Benedictions beat. Michael inclines. Sanctuary. Smitten. Sifted. Saga's springboard. Sequent. As these words draw to a close, feel the gentle hand of heaven resting on your shoulder, steady and sure. The urgency that pulled you here has served its purpose, to awaken, to arm, to assure. What was whispered in warning has woven into wisdom, and the shadows that loomed now flee before the light you've reclaimed. You've journeyed far through valleys of doubt and peaks of fleeting joy, but every step was mapped by love that never wavers. The battles unseen are won not by your might, but by the one who fights for you. Rest now in that truth, my child. Let peace settle like dew on morning grass, refreshing what was weary. The dawn you've longed for breaks softly, painting your path in hues of hope and healing. Walk it with head held high, heart open wide, knowing that every promise made will unfold in its perfect time. You are held, forever and always, in arms that span the stars. Go forward, beloved. Your greatest chapters await, written in indelible ink of grace. If these words have wrapped around your heart like a warm embrace from heaven itself, stirring that quiet spark of hope or easing the weight you've carried so long, I invite you to show your gratitude in the simplest ways that light up this journey for us all. Hit that like button below, not just as a quick tap, but as a heartfelt yes to the truth that you're not alone, that divine light is breaking through your clouds right now. Your like is a ripple, a vote of faith that sends encouragement rippling out to souls just like yours who need it most. And if you're feeling called to join this family of believers a little deeper, consider subscribing today. It's free, it's easy, and it's your way of saying, I'm in. Keep the messages coming, keep the reminders flowing from heaven's heart to mine. With every new subscriber, we grow this circle of light wider, stronger, touching lives across the miles with whispers of God's unwavering love. You'll never miss a word, a warning, or a promise meant just for you. Turn on that bell too, so heaven's nudges arrive right when your spirit hungers for them. But oh, my beloved, if your heart is overflowing with thanks, if this message arrived like a lifeline in your storm, pulling you back to peace, there's a beautiful way to give back that feels like sowing seeds in fertile soil. Super Thanks is your chance to bless this space with a gift from $2 up to $100, whatever flows freely from your grateful soul. Imagine it, a small offering that helps keep these divine downloads coming, funding the tools and time to reach even more wandering hearts. Whether it's $5 for a quick prayer of affirmation, $20 to echo your breakthrough, or the full $100 as a bold declaration of trust in God's provision, every amount is a holy hallelujah. It's not about the number, it's about the yes in your spirit, partnering with heaven to spread hope like wildfire. Click that Super Thanks button, choose your amount, and add a note if you like. God used this to heal me today. Your generosity doesn't just support the mission, it multiplies miracles, unlocking doors for testimonies just like yours to shine. With every like, subscribe, share, and Super Thanks, you're weaving threads of light into the tapestry of grace. Thank you for being here, for opening your heart, for choosing faith one click at a time. You are seen, you are cherished, you are the reason heaven keeps speaking so boldly. God whispers now, soft as morning dew on your soul, "My precious one, your every act of love echoes in eternity. I delight in your giving heart, for in pouring out, you make room for my abundance to pour in. Rest easy, my child. I've got you, and together, we'll light up the world. Share this far and wide, and watch how God turns your thanks into treasures beyond measure. All my love, always."